Okay, good afternoon, YouTube. Just got off work, and my coworker just picked up another watch. I'm going to size it for him. Hopefully, I have the tool for this one. Some of the Invicta watches, depending on some of the smaller band models, have a smaller pin, so I might have to pick up another tool. But anyway, if you're new to my channel, basically what I do is give watch show and tells. Primarily Invicta watches, however, I give a show and tell on any watch because I am an avid watch collector. I don't necessarily collect watches that are extremely high-end, but I'm a big fan of dive watches. Really anything that just kind of catches my eye. I've been collecting for many, many years, probably since I was about 17, 16 years old, and I've never gotten rid of any watch, other than ones that I've gotten rid of, only to get Invictas. And a lot of those were some replica watches that I just didn't really wear much anymore. And so I moved on to things that I wear all the Invictas every single day. So with that being said, obviously I'm a huge Invicta fan, and a lot of my subscribers are huge Invicta fans as well. So basically, again, one thing I do when I give a quick show and tell here, I don't get involved in a lot of specifics about the watch. I give you the size measurement, give you, if it has a movement worth mentioning. Different Invictas have different movements. Some are, Swiss made, some are Japanese, some are automatic, some are quartz. And so I just basically kind of touch on those things just a little bit. Mainly what I do is show you what the watch looks like on the wrist. Now I'm going to take this one off once I go ahead and naturally get to the point where I'm going to put this on my wrist, just so you can see the size of what it looks like in a guy my size, my height, and my weight. And I'm wearing the Venom today because the Venom is a very popular Invicta brand. This is the Venom 2, and we're going to use this as a size comparison, okay, because I am going to return this watch to my coworker tomorrow. So, let's move forward. This is the Invicta. This one is the Invicta Specialty. It's labeled on the back as a specialty collection with Tridnite, if I'm saying that correctly. I believe that's a special material they use on the markers around the time and numbers. I guess it glows. I'm not really sure what the difference is between that and just a regular luminescence. I'm not sure it's something just put on this watch because maybe this watch came out before a lot of the other watches. Maybe it's a standard across the board right now. If you know, drop a comment. Definitely appreciate all the a lot of people have a lot more information than I do, but that doesn't stop people from loving my channel. So this model number right here, again, it's a men's specialty Invicta 15942. It's done. This one is done in all yellow gold plating. It's got like kind of a blue face. I wouldn't call it like a royal blue, but let me get a little close-ups here so I can show you kind of what it looks like. This watch measures 50 millimeters on the case. Okay. 13 millimeters in width, so it's not a really chunky watch. Basically, a lot of the watches that I do review are a lot of the larger size watches. However, all the Invicta watches, no matter which ones you get, they make such a broad spectrum from like $80 all the way up to like $3,000, $4,000, depending on if you get ones with stones or whatnot. But this one here is more of your, I'd say, your entry-level Invicta watch. More of the price point within the $100, $150 price range. A lot of watch for the money. I apologize if this thing doesn't zoom in correctly. I'm just using an iPad to record these, so you kind of have to bear with me on these. Show you the back. Band. The band does have a little bit of polishing. There is mainly a satin finish everywhere else, and then of course you have some polishing right down the middle there. Looks like polishing around the bezel. This is a fixed bezel model. It is a chronograph watch. You have your date. And you have your standard chronograph, of course. I know it's a little bit blurry, but just gotta bear with me there. You get your standard screw-down pushers and crown. Locking clasp, of course. I think most of the Invicta watches, with the exception of like the band models, like the rubber or leather band models, will have the locking clasp. Again, 13 millimeters in thickness, 50 millimeters in diameter. And of course, this one here, they just call it a blue dial. What else? It is a quartz movement. I don't believe it's anything that they have worth mentioning. It's probably just a basic Japanese movement that they use in some of their watches. 18 karat gold plating, of course. It is 24 millimeters in band width. And what else here? It's ion plated. The movement caliber, they say, is TMI VD57. I'm not really sure what that means. It is a Japanese movement. The weight is 199 grams. That's really about it with this watch here. Just a kind of just a classy looking watch. Nothing too outrageous when it comes to, like, the Venoms. and a lot of the other Invictas, some of the I wouldn't say higher end ones, but some of the ones that cost you in the $400 to $500 range are going to have a lot more, a lot more flash, a lot more beef to them. But just a fantastic watch. This is going to look really nice as a work watch. The blue and the gold will match my coworker's taste in clothing. Let's just leave it at that. Still a beautiful watch. Definitely, I mean, you get so much for your money with Invictas. Very similar to like the Pro Diver. I mean, Invicta makes so many different watches on so many different price points that it's hard to really keep track of all of them. I mean, they make so many. So let me just do a side-by-side comparison with the Venom to get an idea of the size. You can see the Venom is about 52, but that 52 millimeters makes a huge difference because the bezel is so beefy on it. And the case and the crown, the pushers are so large. Of course, there's no comparison on the thickness, but they're two different animals, these two watches, So let me go ahead and throw it on the wrist so you have an idea what it looks like on a guy my size. Now this is not sized, of course. I'm not going to be able to size, but I'm just going to hold it like that so you get an idea. Still a good looking watch. I really like the color combo with the blue and the gold. I don't have anything in the blue and gold. I need to pick one up. I might pick up an Excursion one of these days. But you can see I have a 7-inch wrist, and you can see that even though it's a 50 millimeter watch, it's not super thick. It still is a nice size watch. It still doesn't look small by any means. Much larger than, say, your standard Rolex. And I wish that was sized so you can kind of see it without me holding it, but I'll get back a little bit there. What I'm going to do is just throw on the Venom. So if you are a Venom owner, maybe you have a Venom, maybe you're looking for a watch that maybe you just want, that you're not too worried about, something a little more affordable. Maybe you want to pick up a gift for somebody. You can get an idea what it's going to look like compared size-wise. I'll try to hold this on here. You can see still not a small watch by any means. Alright, well there you have it, folks. Just kind of a short, quick review here because I got to get running. There you go. That's the Invicta. Again, with the model number here, it's the 15942. They refer to it as the Specialty Collection. And I think there's several different Specialty Collections. I think there's ones that are actually got the case and cradle, if I'm not mistaken, and they're quite a bit more money. They're going to be in the $300 to $400 price range. So Invicta, sometimes their names are very confusing because they'll have like a specialty. It's just like the Venoms. They have like several different Venoms, and really they do get a little confusing because they come out with these watches that are like kind of, I guess if you have, like this is the Venom 2, of course they call it the Venom 2, but they make a Venom that's a Venom hybrid, which they still call a Venom, but they don't really refer to it as a hybrid, but that's what it is. Alright, so there it is, folks. Thank you very much for checking out my videos. If you like the channel, please do subscribe. So far, so good. We're having over 1,600 subscribers. People seem to really like the videos, and I try to answer comments every single day. I try to be proactive about it so that you get some good discussion going there about your stories. If you are in the market for picking up one of these Invicta watches, don't hesitate to check out PHATKATWatches.com. That's PHATKAT watches.com, where you can find a lot of links. It does help support the channel with a kickback from eBay anytime you make a purchase through eBay. So it doesn't necessarily even have to be a watch. It does help support the channel. If you find it elsewhere cheaper for a better deal, by all means, still subscribe to the channel and go ahead and leave your story about you waiting by the door for the UPS guy to show up. These things are exciting to go ahead and get brand new watches. Alright, folks, thanks again. Have a great day.